Upon further review, the ruling on the field stands. This is the greatest sports podcast, First and Goat.
All right, welcome back, everybody, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, to a very not so special episode, or at least not so energetic episode of First and Goat. Uh, Reason being, we just probably witnessed another bear shellacking, um, losing week 3 to a Super Bowl contending, Kansas City Chiefs. But it's just disappointing with everything that's been going on with the Bears, right? First the DC gets resigns for mysterious reasons. Equipment gets stolen out of Palace Hall, like 100K grand of equipment gets broken into. That's used to that.
I didn't hear
And
about
then the Justin Fields calling out and then taking back, calling out the coaches. I mean, I don't think anybody in the right mind had the Bears winning this week, but I don't know. I'm just kind of fucking so I don't know, just so kind of sad, fucking so sick of it. No, I just don't see no fight in them. It's like almost a collective effort. It's bad players, bad coaching. It's a whole bad organization, and it just bums you out. Like I just want to see a fight. Some good plays. Show some life. Like you cared, and I just didn't see that, and just so sorry to bring everybody down, but it's just me venting right now. So back to our show. Back. I don't know what you guys took away from it. I don't think you guys took. I don't see you guys. I mean, did you see anything that I missed? Uh, did you see a side of life? Did you see anyone that played well or show signs of life or wanted to fight or that you want to keep in the long haul? I don't know that.
So it was so bad that I have the NFL Network, and even the NFL Network where I'm supposed to watch every single game, and I got it so I could watch the Bears. They took it out. Like it was just so uncompetitive that that channel went to a different fucking game. So I didn't see the touchdown to Moore. I don't know what happened. Um, like you said, I think we all figured, all three of us picked the Chiefs to win this week, but I think we thought that they were gonna do something different. All the criticism about the offense and not letting Fields run, and Fields complaining about he's got too much stuff on his head because they keep on telling him like, look for this, look for that. They're not letting him be natural or whatever he was trying to say, and it felt that they were gonna let him do that, right? Like let him be himself, use his gift of running and all that stuff, and it just didn't work out. And I'm actually like getting pissed off and listening to all these talk shows talking shit about Fields. Like I'm like, what the fuck, like. But then a performance like this, and like, damn, maybe they're right. Like we thought that he was gonna, year 3 he was gonna be a progression and he was gonna be better. We were so happy that they traded the number 1 pick and got DJ Moore and all this stuff. And like, yeah, awesome, get him weapons. He's gonna be good. And it seems like he's taking a step back. So Luis, I know you still got the cap.
Yeah. Yeah, no, right. So, full disclosure, I picked Kansas City to win just like you guys this week. I didn't get to see nothing but highlights today from today's game. So I wanted to ask you guys about that because, I got to see the first 2 games pretty much. And especially the last game, I felt like Fields regressed, and it's such a small sample size, and it's like, oh, it's just one game, you could have an off game, but he looked like he was regressing like right in front of my eyes, like he's just holding the ball. So then when I heard him talk, I was like, oh, okay, he's in his head, you know what I mean? He's overthinking it. He kind of reminded me of like I don't know how to dance, so when I try to dance, I can't. I don't move because I'm in my head. So I'm like, oh, that's just what he's just. But then, kind of like what Sal said about earlier, then he said that out loud. He's like, hey, the coaches aren't letting, maybe it's the coaches. So I'm like, oh, good. He's not regressing. He's just trying to be something that he's not, this pocket passer. Prove everybody that he's more than just a running quarterback, But then he came back and was like, "Hey, no, it's not the coaches." So that was a little confusing to me. So it's a long-winded way to say I was really interested to see how he was going to respond, him and the coaches. Like what kind? I mean, they're playing a tough team, right? So I didn't expect them to win, but I didn't expect them to lose by the margin that they did. So the only thing I would say is that I don't care what the Bears, what they're like. It has to be panic mode right now. Over at Hollis Hall, it's early in the season, but the sample size that we've gotten, and then what they did in the off season, especially with the number one pick, like I don't know how those guys aren't panicking right now because they look terrible. So they're 0-3, right? They're 0-3. They're at the bottom of the division, and I think the schedule gets a little bit friendlier to them the next couple games. When we were talking about it before, but yeah, man, I'm definitely concerned. So wearing the cap just in hopes that it'll bring like some good mojo or something because especially with the quarterback. Yeah, right. I'm I'm concerned.
Well, I mean, um, I feel bad. I mean, I don't feel bad. I don't. That's the wrong word. But I was a Fields fan. I liked the guy in college, and I was excited when he dropped. I remember. I mean, not to be a jerk, but I remember he got hurt in the championship game, and I was hoping that was he was hurt enough for him to drop to us. But he dropped some. He didn't really drop, and the Bears moved up and got him, and I was excited. I still think he has um the talent, but it's just like it's. I mean, it's one thing to put it on field, but at the same time, it's not like we produced like fucking top notch quarterbacks. There's one thing that we had a system, and we had some good ones and some shitty ones, and then you could put on him like, hey man, you didn't pass the class type deal, but it's just like who knows, like fucking, it just like you get another first round fucking quarterback and you know just fucking goes to shit. Um, I mean, I think everything I see, I still like. It just I don't know, like he just doesn't. What's the word I'm looking for? He just doesn't make quick. Just make a fucking executive decision. The fucking hey, where do you want to fucking just go there? Don't overthink it, but whatever. I don't know what's going through his mind, but I mean everything there physically, I like him. I like that he was tall, his build size, his legs. In college he led the receivers. In his routes he was fucking fantastic. He had a good deep ball. Um, I mean, I can't. I don't remember the negatives I had about him. There was a couple things, but I mean, I thought that was he was good enough for us to get it and build around. But no, like I said, we swung and a miss, or um, the Bears just did another fucking choke job in developing another player. So we'll see. I said I'm not gonna give up on it. I don't. There's rumors already um the team doesn't want to pick up his option because they might have given up already. Um, I read that supposedly Pose, or I don't know who, probably they were already thinking about giving up on him since last year. That's why they traded for number one pick this year, to have like a backup plan. Because I don't remember, we got Carolina's pick.
Mhm.
So Carolina's 0-3 themselves. So we'll see what happens. I'm a Caleb Williams fan, the same thing from USC. It just sucks because they just start and throw away Justin Fields. And then, because whatever the same thing happens, what if the fucking Bears do the same shit to this guy? And two, like, I don't know, like, I don't, this one just doesn't feel like it's Fields right now. It just feels it's greatest coaching and the organization kind of failing on it. But we'll see. We still got a couple of days. We got Denver. They're going to come out ready to play. I think they may play here, but I mean, they just got blown out themselves by fucking a 7-20 score. Um,
Ugh.
7-20. They're gonna come out. They don't want to fucking repeat. Go. Um, they don't. I'm sure they're gonna fucking want to avenge that loss somehow. There's not. But great performance to the Dolphins. They fucking put up some fucking solid numbers.
Yeah.
70 fucking total points. Which leads me to ask. 70. The record was 72 points, right? I believe 72 points.
For a regular
Like
season.
yeah, like the 72 win Chicago Bulls, exactly, the 72. What would you have done? I mean, I think the players collectively didn't want to break the record. They felt, but would you, Luis, have gone for the record? You're
Hell
70
yeah. Fuck.
straight
Hell
record.
yeah.
You're in a
I-
position to hit a field goal, and
But
you just
that's what I was gonna ask you guys because it was 20-70, and there was still a lot of time left in the game. And I didn't see the game, so I don't know how the rest of the game played out. But I think very easily they could have kicked a field goal at one point. So I'm not sure how they were playing. But hell yeah, I would have fucking gone for the record. Fuck that. Like, I don't understand why they didn't. I mean, how are you gonna run up the score and be like, but let's be sportsmen about it and not
Yeah.
break the record on them?
That what would you have done?
Yeah, so I was reading up on it, and then I found out that they had a chance to hit a field goal and break the record for the regular season, and then they decided to kneel. But the same thing, like I know it's like, oh, let's not rub it in. You're already up by 50. Like why not go for the record?
Right.
AP stat of the night.
Oh, AP, stat of the night, yeah.
I like
Let me
that.
let me give you guys an AP class here.
Oh shit.
Take us to school.
So
Love
I
it.
looked this up, right? I'm like, holy shit, 70 points. This has only happened 3 times now in the regular season, 1 time in the playoffs. I'm like, what does this mean? So I went and I looked. So 72 points is the record in the regular season by Washington beating the Giants in 1966. That was a 72-41 victory. Then the Dolphins tied the LA Rams. They beat the Baltimore Colts 70-27. That was in 1950. None of those teams won the Super Bowl or the title because the Super Bowl didn't start until 1966, 67. So when in 1966 the Packers won the Super Bowl. In 1950 the Cleveland Browns won the title. That's what it was called before. So I don't know what this means for the Dolphins, right? It's fucking awesome, but it hasn't translated to anything. The only time a team has scored 70 points in the playoffs, it was the Bears. It was in fucking title game against Washington.
Damn.
1940.
Fuck.
They beat them 73-0.
Oh,
So I was gonna look at like, hey, what's the biggest margin of victory? Like, oh, maybe 50 points, blah blah blah. I'm like, no, that's it. That's the one. 73. There's no way there's a bigger fucking margin.
That's nasty.
That's
a good one. I remember that one. Well, I didn't watch the game, but I knew the stat. I've seen the, that came up. But yeah, you touch about
like
the game. They don't call it.
Here. He fucking remembers watching the game from.
No. I eventually say, I remember reading up on that. Like the Bears trivia. The Bears. But having said that, I hate when people say that it's like, oh, they don't have Super Bowls. Like, what the fuck? They just had a fucking different name. They were championships,
Yeah.
And then fucking at one point they became Super Bowls. Like, the fuck?
Right.
They say, well, the Bears only have 1 Super Bowl. Like, well, they fucking have like 10 championships. Like the NBA Finals becoming the NBA Super Series, whatever, something like that. And they go, oh, how many Super Series? How many? Like, oh, fucking the Bulls. Those don't count. Those are finals. Whatever. I don't know. Fucking, I don't want to do that. But anyway, fucking. Huh?
Oh, I wanted to ask you real quick before still on the Bears because I think the focus is on Fields, because he's our quarterback, and just like you guys said, the team's built around them. But I mean, at the end of the day, too, like the guy's not on defense, right? I haven't seen the defense put up any kind of fight. And maybe I have tunnel vision, but I just don't. I think games 1, 2, and 3, I don't think the defense gave them a chance to even stay in the game. Anyway, so the Bears are just top to bottom. I don't think any area is doing well.
I think collectively, it's a poor effort. I wasn't expecting them, and I wouldn't think that I get the defense wasn't probably gonna fucking keep in the game, but on offense, like show some sign, like some big plays here and there, but show that we could stand behind you, build on you, and but
Gotcha.
It is what it is.
The Bears defense has given up over 35 points per game in the 3 games, and maybe some. The Chiefs defense has actually been really good this season as well. Not only are they the defending Super Bowl champions, but their defense has been better than anybody thought. They're only giving up 13 points per game. So you had this combination. I think we were just, like we talked before, we were just expecting more from Fields.
Yeah.
Everything that happened this week. Yeah, but you're right. The defense hasn't been there. Chiefs defense has been really good. Just another. I did have it in my notes, Sal, to ask you, and you brought it up about Caleb Williams. Like, if you had the chance, and the Panthers had the #1 pick, and the Bears got it, would you trade Fields and go for Caleb?
It's tough, man. Because who knows how Fields is going to play? Like, is he going to be worth anything in this season? I don't want to give him away next for nothing. Like, I probably would pick up his option because who knows what happened to Caleb? Maybe he's a bust. Maybe he gets hurt. Maybe that lights a fire under fucking Fields' desk. So, like, I'm not gonna give him away for peanuts. It depends what team comes knocking and what offers presented. Who knows? Maybe there's a team that thinks they could build on him. They get desperate. They want to fucking and they throw the a nice load. Like I said, I'll consider it. I will. I would. If we start with #1 pick, get Caleb, and get more picks from Fields. And then fucking who knows, our first round pick or second round pick second pick because we're gonna be right behind Carolina at this pace.
Right.
Yeah, like I said, I'll consider. What I said, that all depends on what the offer is, but I'm not gonna give them away for peanuts. I'll figure something out.
Do you guys think that this says something about the Bears franchise, and maybe not only about Fields, but like Trubisky and maybe some of the other quarterbacks? Like, do they just not know how to develop quarterbacks? And speaking of Trubisky, just random thought.
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe we were talking about the Jets. Like, maybe the Jets could look at Trubisky. He's a better mobile quarterback than Wilson. I don't think that with Aaron Rodgers they were gonna go far. That offensive line is terrible. Like, he has no time to throw the ball. They need somebody that can move, and Rodgers couldn't move. So just thinking, like, who else is out there? And because I was thinking about Fields and the Bears, and I'm like, fuck, maybe Trubisky's not that bad. It's just the Bears franchise that doesn't know how to develop quarterbacks. Trubisky to the Jets.
Trubisky to the Jets. Yeah. Trubisky or Fields to the Jets?
Well, right now I'm saying Trubisky, but in the offseason, maybe the Jets put up a nice offer for Fields.
Someone wants to give a shot and try to give him a shot. Why not? And fucking if you feel you can develop him. I'm not saying he's a bust, because maybe it was a Bears, but at the same time, like, the guy played at where did he play at? At North Carolina. Like, it's not like they have like great competition. It's like he had great stats. Like just huge numbers. Like, this guy was just overlooked. And he came into the league and he shows signs. That of being a pretty good quarterback. But I just remember him just fucking overthrowing his fucking receivers over and over again. Like, it's just.
Well, I kind of, but the one thing I do see, and I think it's the Bears. Like, we've been Bears fans, all our lives, but I've never been excited about the Bears offense, right? It's always been their defense is kind of what they hang their hat on. And you see other quarterbacks, this is probably not the best example, but like Baker Mayfield, right? He's having his kind of a little bit of a redemption year, and Tampa, so anyway, sometimes the
Chill
system.
Out, Skip Bayless.
No. I'm not saying he's gonna,
No.
but I'm just saying from where he went, he was like, Cleveland was like, get the hell out of here. You know what I mean? Like we don't need you, man. Like, and then I can't remember where he went after that, and he had a short stint. It was like, it was an afterthought. It was kind of just because you said Trubisky, so it reminded me, right? People think he's trash, right? But you hear that all the time. Right system, right? And the system comes from, the organizations, depending on what coaching staff they put in there, And I don't know. It's been a while, but I can't think of a time that I was excited about the Bears, like their offensive scheme. They've had entertaining offensive players, but I don't know about their, you think about like Philadelphia, you think about Kansas City, you think about these like high-powered offenses, Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent here, but I think, there's something to set that. I don't think the Bears maybe have the right person. They don't put the right personnel in place for for an offense to see, you know, if develop an offensive quarterback, you know. The guys that have done best, Sal, in quarterback, haven't they been more established, kind of in run of the middle, kind of established veterans, you know?
Yeah, they have. I mean, you could argue too. Like some people, Jay Cutler, but he's not the best, but whatever. I mean, he came from the
Yeah,
Broncos. He was established. My
Kramer,
personal favorite,
right?
I think the better Kramer, Eric Kramer. I think he was the Lions first before we got him.
Yeah.
And I can't think of anybody else. Jim McMahon, but like that was a long time ago. He was more like a game manager. He made some good plays for the highlights I remember seeing. But yeah, nothing that stands out like that we developed. I mean, Jim McMahon and Jim Harbaugh, for a while, he had a good
Mhm.
career. We developed okay. They were trashing. I think he left to the Colts, and he had some pretty. I think he was a Pro Bowler, Pro Bowl for the Colts. But yeah, nothing like that. It just don't. And it's hard to fucking blame the entire organization, right? Because they weren't
Mm.
there in the '70s and the '80s and the '90s and stuff.
Yeah.
They're not the same people, right? But
No.
maybe it goes all the way to the top. Maybe like it sucks to kind of want to keep it in the family, like it's Hallis's kids. Hallis is the one that started all this, but
Yeah.
maybe it's time to sell. Like something. It's just they bring in their friends. Like the like fucking
Right.
Reinsdorf. Like this guy seems like a nice guy. Let him run, and they give him fucking chance after chance after chance, and I think they don't care. They're making it they make some money, and they fill it in and whatever. But we'll see. But yeah, let's move on to like less depressing news. We've covered that. Oh man, thanks a lot, guys. You guys are fucking. So then you jinxed me. I think I'm 4.09 points away from losing my first fantasy game. Thanks a
Oh
lot.
no,
Oh.
but there's still
Yeah, games.
a game
Yeah, there's
tomorrow.
plenty of time. I don't have no one else going. Thanks a lot. I'm looking to be the only undefeated team in the league. I got
you
Najee Harris. I need him to choke. Jacoby Myers choke, and Steelers. Come on, give up a few points. Come on. But we'll see.
17 and 0.
I want to do that with the only golden gem I did want to bring up. I know we talked about the Dolphins kicking fucking Broncos butt. My little sleeper pick. I forgot what round I picked later on. Kane, the rookie running back for the Dolphins put up some solid numbers: 203 rushing yards, two rushing touchdowns, and then 30 yards receptions, another 2 touchdowns. I did him on the bench. I don't know if he's gonna have a breakout game today, but that was my Sal sleeper pick of the year. I always go for sleeper picks. I do have a second one, but I can't tell you at least maybe right now because then you guys are in the league. But maybe I wouldn't care. Maybe I'll give it up anyway. But I wasn't sure. I needed a tight end, and my other pick was Kendrick Miller for the Saints, but he got picked up last week because the guy that had Chubb got desperate and went into the waiver wire pool and picked him up. So we'll see. I mean, Kamara's due back in a couple weeks, and Jay Williams might be back. So it's not like the reason I picked I kept King because Monstret and Wilson, they never stay healthy. This guy's good. He's gonna have some playing time, and man, now the world knows. The world knows.
But he had a lot of playing time because it was a blowout.
Yeah, but I said now he shined. They know what he could do.
The Dolphins are gonna blow everybody out, and he's gonna play all those. They didn't want their starters to get hurt. That's why he plays.
I'm just saying that they might make it little by little, make him a feature back. Those other guys get hurt often. That's why they got traded. So the minute they get hurt, and they're gonna plug him in, the future. You got Hill, a young Waddle, a young Tua. You're gonna get that young running. Those guys cost money. This guy's a bargain. Those players get hurt. Hey, they're gonna deal Wilson or Monster. So I don't say somebody look pat on the back because that was the Sal sleeper pick of the year right here.
That's good, man.
Maybe I wouldn't jinx it, but yeah, we'll see.
Guys, what happened with the Packers Saints game, man? I thought the Saints had that wrapped up. I put money on it. Nothing crazy. What?
Yeah, I think he popped his shoulder or something. I don't know, maybe third quarter. I forgot, but he did not.
There's the Saints defense that had been playing pretty good the first 2 games, and then they gave up 18 points in the fourth quarter.
Yeah,
but they were all in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. 18 points. They were up 17-0 going into the fourth quarter, and I'm like, oh hell yeah, that's that's a win, and I saw the final 18-17.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
I got maybe third quarter, but I'm just reading up. He believed to have avoided a severe injury by an
Yeah,
early exit, so they lost it. And I'm so mad, like not mad, but yeah.
I was
Wait a minute,
surprised.
who did I pick? Did I pick?
No, you picked Packers.
Now that I'm thinking about it,
you're the
hold
only
on.
one that picked the Packers, I think.
You picked the Packers. Freaking Titans laid an egg, man. They didn't even make it competitive. I give the Browns a lot
Oh
of
yeah, I
credit.
picked
I didn't think.
I picked the Packers, but I told you that I fucking for the wrong reason. I told her for God love can't throw the ball fucking deep, and I'm like fucking. But the Saints pulled it, but they pulled it off. But whatever. But that's good. And you guys are, let me see what you guys are doing right now. What? Real quick. I don't
We're
want to make it
killing
a
it, man.
fantasy football show, but you guys are fucking killing it. Last time we checked,
Killing it, man.
Today we are.
show me.
We're so good. Our
Oh
both
man, you guys still
starting.
players left. 101 to 48. You're gonna win this one.
Yeah.
There's no jinx in this one. This guy's he's at 48, projected at 68. You guys are already at 101, projected 130. Congratulations on your is it your
Two-game winning
no.
streak.
This will be your second win. Second
2-game
win.
winning streak, baby.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson, 2 on the bench again. I don't know what
Yeah,
but
we have a strategy.
Laporta, someone had I don't know if you guys picked up Saints defense, but that was they put up some numbers. Laporta, good choice right here, smooth move. It was between him and Zach Ertz, and Ertz laid an egg. I mean, I think he might have had like a point or something like that.
Good call, Adon. Good call.
And 40, I wouldn't hang my head on 40 yet, he put up 17 points, but it was touchdown dependent, 18 rushing yards and 33 reception yards. I'm gonna keep Kareem Hunt because I think he's gonna come in and take your touches, your
I hope
vulture and
not.
take those touches. Well, I know so. How about that?
They're gonna share him.
Yeah. Sharing's for losers. You sound like a loser already.
Well, we got Barkley. He's coming back.
Yeah.
Ertz had 0.6 in our league, so I just did. But going fucking moving on from the little fancy. And I think I know we haven't been as active the last couple of weeks, but we put in our picks for the last couple of weeks. I know today's not official. Do you want to go through it? Who's on the leaderboard? Who has what?
This is a bad week for me, man. Fucking bullshit.
Yeah, man. You were in the lead, but I don't know anymore. So
no, I don't know anymore.
I think I was pretty good at 8-8 the first week, right?
So I've done the first 2 weeks. Yeah, you were 50% week 1. Luis has been consistent week 1, week 2.
Damn. Jump.
Basically, I mean, we'll see after this week, but
this week fucked me up, man.
You only one pick behind after 2 weeks. So I'm below 500. Stats don't help when it comes to picks.
You're a sharer.
This week killed me, man.
But I have been keeping track of this week. We all picked the Raiders. It looks like they're gonna lose, so there's nothing there. But right now, Sel, you're up by 2 points on Luis.
Damn it.
You guys both have the Eagles. You guys both have the Raiders. So it's gonna come down to Luis picked the Rams upset.
Hell yeah, let's go.
And you got the Bengals. And I don't think Burrow's starting.
I don't think he's starting. And even if he does, they're gonna pop his ass out in the first quarter because he's.
So if the Rams win, then you guys are gonna be tied.
Let's go.
If the Bengals win, then Sal's gonna take the lead.
Go back to them. I want to see who you picked. Let me see.
Killed me, man.
What were your upsets? You had a couple upsets, right?
The fucking Saints, man. The Saints should have won.
I had the Saints winning.
But the Vikings, that was out of the fence. To me, it was a coin flip between I
had the Jets winning. I thought the defense was gonna get like a fumble and score
Patriots, man.
Reception. And
so this is where you went wrong. The Commanders over the Bills.
Commanders, that was a rough one.
Yeah.
And then the Jaguars.
But I thought the Titans. I thought the Titans were gonna. I thought the Browns were gonna suck this without how do you call it? Chubbs, and then Watson hasn't looked too good. And I know they were at home, but man, they just
that was your upset right there.
They killed the Titans.
We all got these wrong. We had Jaguars and
I wasn't buying into the Lions, man. They proved me wrong.
We got this
Okay.
one wrong too. We all picked the Cowboys. What a surprise by the fucking Cardinals.
Yeah, that was crazy.
But yeah, I took some gambles. You know, probably gonna keep on taking gambles because I need to
Don't
catch
do it
up.
so early, man. Then
Catch
then
up.
you're gonna have to like be forced to take gambles and to play catch up, and then you're gonna you're gonna see who we pick, and he's gonna go with the complete opposite just to get some.
That's the way. That's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes.
That's it. Yeah, you're right. But
You
yeah,
can't. You
I mean,
can't win if you can't catch them up. So in order to win,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go against you guys.
That's
It's
okay. I
not-
want to get another. That's what I'm looking for. Another double-digit win, back-to-back wins. Yeah, I'm starting to like this. But yeah, 49ers, the Chiefs, the Browns.
I'm hoping that at least I get these two right, so I could at least have a 50% 1 week because I've been below 500.
I'll be honest. I'm not gonna be fucking hanging my hand off. Like I said,
That was bad.
I picked the Packers. I was kind of off. I forgot how much love sucks, and I caught a break. That car fucking busted his ankle. I mean, busted his shoulder, and
Ugh.
so that could have won. That could have gone the other way.
Yeah.
Chargers Vikings was a coin flip for me, and
Yeah.
sure enough, I got it wrong. But
No,
This
you
one
got it.
was this one was
Oh, no, you got it
actually
wrong.
this one was even at the start of the game.
Yeah.
The Vikings had a chance
Yeah.
to win it. I thought they were gonna pull it off. You know how last year they pull off so many like miracle wins at the end? I thought they were gonna pull it off. But
I mean, I'm not gonna also underestimate that Colts defense no more. They pulled it off against the Ravens. Like, geez,
Yeah, Ravens at home.
yeah.
I don't know if you
They
guys
should have been 3-0.
I don't know if you
I thought
guys
it would be
watched,
perfect this week.
I don't know if you guys watched the game. So what's his name? Tucker, right? The kicker.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
He missed a 61, and then the refs missed a pass interference.
That's a fierce. Yeah, huge.
Like it was right there. It was in the OT. Like if they would have called that, they would have been right there again in field goal. And if they hit a field goal, they would have won it because both teams had possession. That was a big miss. Even like the guy that comes in, like, hey, can you interpret? The guy said they fucking missed it.
Fuck.
And they usually back the refs, right? Like, oh, if you see here, then blah blah blah.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, that was pass interference.
Did both of you guys pick Houston this week? Or the
No,
Jaguars?
for Houston.
We all picked the Jaguars.
Okay.
All
That one was bad. Okay,
So if you just saw the team they think you're bad, you can't underestimate. The Texans put up fights when other games. The Cardinals have been putting fights, and everybody thought they're. And who's the other team?
Fucking Lions too, man.
Yeah, but
I thought it's just a bunch of hype with them, but they're doing okay.
and I forgot what I do with my locks last week, Alan. Did you have that one? I forgot. Told you who I picked, but I think I got 3 out of 4, right? Maybe, or maybe did I get out 4? I forgot.
We got at least one wrong. I gotta remember to highlight those differently. I know you gave me some locks. You said Cowboys, Lions, Bills, and 49ers. Didn't the Bills lose last week?
Yeah.
Didn't they win?
No,
Bills?
they won last week.
Wait, Cowboys, Bills, 49ers won. Yeah. No, I think
So you had
you're
Cowboys,
right.
Bills. What's the Bills?
Hmm.
Bills, Lions. The Lions lost, right? Yeah, the Lions lost last That's week. The one.
Yeah.
You got the
Who they play?
49ers right. The
Fucking
Seahawks.
Lions.
I think
The
it went into
Seahawks.
overtime. We went into
And-
overtime. You were close.
And Lions were at home too. Yeah.
Motherfuckers. Yeah, it was OT.
You gotta give us.
That's
You
all
gotta
right,
give
man.
us ones for. Well, I don't know. If
At the end of that, I might give you a sneak peek into some Monday Night Football action.
Oh,
You
there
guys
we
gotta
go.
stay tuned. You guys don't fucking fast forward to the whole episode. You gotta fucking stay tuned. Watch the whole thing. All right, so that's probably what else? But let's see what happens next week. We'll keep it. Oh, what happened here? Sorry, I just had to take a look at my team score again. I'm 2 points from losing week
Damn,
3.
that's tight.
You must
With a whole fourth quarter to go. So if I manage to pull it off, I just need fucking Raiders to. I got Steelers deep. No, they're going against Steelers defense. I need fucking Raiders to put up another
he
fucking
points.
touchdown or some
He
shit.
still has
Fucking
one more
bombs.
person to play, right? Or he's done.
Me? No, I'm done. And he has
Oh,
3.
he does.
No, that's it. He's done after this, after today.
Oh, I see.
But you got Jacoby Myers. That's whatever it is. What it
Oh,
is.
I see what's going on. So you're locked at the 104, and
Yeah.
he's within 2 points, and he's got 3 playing right now. So you gotta avoid those 3 guys getting 2 more points. Okay.
But he has the Steelers defense, you said?
He's got
Yeah, so I need the
Oh.
Raiders put up some numbers, but
Fucking
they're not
Vegas.
looking too
Yeah,
good, man.
they're not doing anything. But hopefully
Garoppolo's hurt. I think he's fucking isn't, but
Oh, Garoppolo got hurt.
yeah.
he looks like he's on. I must be on delay.
Maybe some
He's in there right now.
some fumbles.
Something, man. But we'll see. Let's move on. I want to fucking bore you with my fantasy team. But after a little football talk, let's move on. I think we're gonna start a little segment, right? We'll go to the first and goat. What do you call it? We're still working on a name.
Yeah.
It's a to be determined TBD.
If you got any suggestions, I want to hear it.
Suggestions.
Yeah.
But I know we snoozed on Mexican Independence Day weekend, and we should take advantage and talk about some great fighters. So we're gonna come up with our list. Let's not compare lists. Let's do a top. I don't know, top five. Top 5 sound good for you, and then let's see we can squeeze a few more in there, and then we'll get top 10. Maybe there's honorable mentions, and after that. But let's start with the top 5, right?
Yeah.
So do we do it in order, or just let's just throw some names out right now, right?
Okay.
Okay, so let's just get out of the way. Julio Cesar Chavez, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Clearly, he's not that good. I'm just kidding. No, he's.
I think he would be probably number 1, right, on everybody's list. You could argue
especially our generation, you see it. But there's some other ones we'll get to that that I've seen highlights, some fights here and there, some black and white fights, and I hear stories and we saw that they were pretty good themselves, but that's it. So
I mean, that guy with the right drugs, he probably could have been like unstoppable.
if he was in exactly, fucking he was, but yeah, Sabes. Luis, give us your number 2. Give us your who's your not number 2, but who do we have on the list right now?
We'll get the obvious names out of the way. I mean, the guy's still fighting, but I gotta put Canelo in there too. So I got Chavez, I got Canelo. If you Google, I don't see Canelo on there. They have all these top, boxers that are retired. But I don't know how you don't put Canelo in there.
We don't know what's the top 10. Canelo is a top 5 because if it is, I'm gonna have to veto that one.
I love Canelo, and I don't have him in the top 5 yet. I got Juan Manuel Marquez. He's got to be in the top 5.
Yeah,
right?
I agree with Juan Manuel Marquez, Canelo, Chavez, right?
Barrera, Morales.
Barrera, Morales. I know a lot of people argue.
It's like my okay, top 5. Okay, there's some people I like, but I can't put top 5 because I don't know if Salvador Sanchez. That guy got to be squeezed in the top 5, doesn't he?
The Tocayo, yeah. I mean, I never saw him fight, but people say that he was the greatest featherweight of all time. He probably
pound for pound,
top 5. Yeah,
he was a dominating fighter, and then
44 and 1. Premature death, right? He's the one that had the accident.
Right.
So 23 years old. 23 years old.
Yeah. Man, you got to look into it. There's a story. Supposedly, there was like a theory that I don't know, you want to leave Don King,
he was
Don
killed.
King was signing him, and he was supposedly killed.
Yeah.
I put him
allegedly. I don't want to get sued, but
I put him in my top 5 when I was just doing a little research, and then there's some other guys like Ricardo Lopez. That guy's 52 and 0 with 22 consecutive title defenses. I didn't know that.
So El Finito Lopez is like probably one of my all-time favorite fighters to watch. I even got to one time that I was in Vegas, they were doing a boxing thing, and he was there, got a signed glove and everything. Guy's tiny, The only knock against him, and I don't know how this is his fault, is that his competition, because of his weight class, competition he didn't fight a lot of legend, like Hall of Fame fighters, a lot of a lot of known guys. So I don't know how that's his fault. That doesn't take away of like his skill and how good he was, but that's why people crap on him. But if you watch them fight, it's not like he was just like he was great. You know what I mean? He was very technical. So I don't know. That's one of my favorite fighters too.
He's definitely, I think he has to be in the top 10 Mexican, but I don't know if because of that, I don't know if in the top 5. What about and I think probably you know more, Luis, Carlos Zarate.
So I haven't seen that. I haven't seen him fight. I haven't even seen a lot of highlights, but he's on every list. You know what I mean? So that's why these lists make it hard for me because I think he also beat the legendary Puerto Rican fighter, right? Wilfredo Gomez, maybe. But he's on every list, man. He's on every list.
He won 66 fights, 63 of them by knockout. He has the most consecutive KO wins, and I couldn't find out what that number was. He's 66-4, but he lost his last 2 fights. So he was 66-2 with 63 knockouts. That's insane. That's crazy.
Oh, he lost to Wilfredo Gomez. I was wrong. So you're right.
So he's still in the top 10. I just looking at those
66-4.
numbers, I'm like, man, does he make a case? So here's my top. I know we're still just talking, and let's see who makes it. I had Julio Cesar Chavez number 1. Then just from what I was reading, I think Sal Sanchez seems to be like a consensus number 2.
Yeah.
What people say. Juan Manuel Marquez, Marco Antonio Barreras, and Eric Morales are my top 5. And people have Morales on top of Barrera, but I don't know why. Barrera beat Morales, and I think Barrera had better fights competition.
Off the top of my head, I think Morales beat Pacquiao, so he gets a lot of credit for that. I can't fucking find it right now.
So JCC, Sanchez, and who's the third?
Oh, so I have Juan Manuel Marquez was my third one, and I know he's only 56-7, but he fought some of the best boxers in his weight class and fucking.
And then you had Rafa Marquez right after that. No, I'm saying his brother.
And then I have Marco Antonio Barrera, and then Eric Morales. And just outside the top 5,
so Barrera and then Morales. My bad.
Yeah, I have Barrera ahead of Morales, but most places that I saw they had Morales in front of Barrera, but I just couldn't tell why.
Yeah, I like your list. I think I would mirror your list. I would bump Morales out of that and put Canelo. Alvarez.
No way.
Canelo's right there. So I have Ricardo Lopez and Canelo right up getting into the top 5. But that's kind of how I have it.
No, I can't. I'm not here, guy. I don't know if I got into top 10 yet.
For Canelo.
Guy, as I said, I'm a Morales fan. So I might be biased, but I was a Terrible Morales fan. I like the style, I like everything. The fucking balls to the walls, fucking let's go hammer. So that's why. But I still put in top 5. I don't know. I'm gonna put in top 3. I said Sanchez. I mean, we could go into debate later about who goes number 1, Sanchez and Chavez. But then, dude, I don't know if you guys like Ruben Olivares and shit. I don't know.
He's like number 1 in a lot of lists.
Yeah,
that guy. I mean, unless we want to make it a personal top 5, I don't think we'll go that route. But we're gonna be like the all-time. I mean, that guy has to be in there. Like I said, Canelo gets bumped out for sure. And then what's his name? Zarate? No, what the fuck is his name?
Carlos
Zarate.
Yeah, we
Zarate.
mentioned that guy. That guy's got the consecutive wins by KO. There's another guy, Raul Macias.
I didn't catch that guy.
No, Macias.
So
I'm gonna read up on Macias. Raul Macias. No, I know there's another one. What?
I'm just curious for Sal, like for you, for Canelo, what is it with Canelo that kind of like you wouldn't put him there on that on the list, let's say right now?
Well, like I said, it's he could maybe make it depending on how he finishes his career, but the maybe it's not his fault, but sometimes I can't forgive it that like look away from the fact that the level of competition or the fighters that he's fought are not like uh nothing to hang your hand on. You know what I'm saying?
He's not good.
I mean Triple G is a fantastic
Cotto,
fighter, but I
Cotto's
had to
not
lose. I
good.
think he got gypped. I think Triple G won some of those fights. But I said we
So
go back there. He didn't win it decisively. Yeah, he got it on paper, but like I
yeah,
said, and we're not gonna go back and forth who won the fights, but it
But that's
wasn't
not his.
decisive. Like
But that's
consensus,
different.
it could have gone either way. Let's be honest, right?
Yeah,
So at the end of the day,
but you're
come
saying
on,
he
in
wasn't.
2023, 21 to 19 to it's who brings more like
But
um
those are two different things. So you're saying he hasn't fought any, like whether he won or lost. That's a different discussion as to whether he fought some of the better fighters. Cotto's good, right? Mosley's good. He lost to Mayweather. I'm saying he has fought some of.
Cotto was good. Yeah, he was good. I would say, but he wasn't. It's not like he's fighting them at their prime either. It's like Mayweather, same thing. Like he's hanging a hand on fucking all these fighters. Like they were past their prime already. They were like a couple fights. Like Mosley, they were all a couple of fights. A fight. If that wasn't their last fight, they were like a fight away from retiring already. So like Mayweather saying, "I'm 50 and I bought so and so." Bro, you were ducking someone, and I'm not saying Canelo's ducking people. He's not. But at the same time,
yeah.
I can't be like, because he finally put some strong competition up against what's old boy's name? What's
Uh,
the guy he lost to?
Oh, Vivan?
Huh?
Bevo, yeah,
Yeah, Bivol. Yeah, Bivol. Yeah. I mean, and he didn't look too great right there. He didn't look like a top 10 fighter for me, a Mexican fighter.
yeah,
That's for sure. I'm not saying that some fighters, Morales he looked like that, but they look like that at the end of their career when they were done. Canelo, you could still argue he's like in his prime or exiting his prime, but he's right there, and you know the other guy took him to school. I get it. He took the fight. It was bigger, and I give him kudos that he took the bigger fighter. But I just I don't know top 10. No, like you said, he still has time. I'm not gonna say I write him off. He still has time
yeah.
to maybe like get some good fights, and fucking dominate Charlo and fucking Benavidez. Let's go and throw some in there before you go, and then you can move in and I can see him maybe slide into the top 10. But right now, I don't know. I can't. I don't know. What's your case for him that he's a top 10 fighter?
Yeah, so for me is a lot of these other guys that are on the list, like I love all these guys that we're talking about. Barrera, Morales,
Mm-hmm.
Canelo's better than those guys, and I love Barrera and Morales. Let's just talk about as a boxer. There's a lot of nostalgia with those guys because they're like Mexican fighters, and I hit you, you hit me.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys, to me, watching them over the years, I love them because you knew they were gonna put up a fight, ¿verdad? Win or loss, and most of the time they were winning, ¿verdad? But their skill set plateaued at one point. You knew what you were getting when you saw Barrera or Morales fight. It's not like they got better over time. Once they hit their prime, their fight was, I'm either gonna get knocked out or I'm gonna knock you out or whatever, ¿verdad? And with Canelo, me personally, since I've seen him elevate his. He's gotten better over time. It's not like he's plateaued. Right now, I think we're a little sour. I'll say a little. I'm a little sour with him because he did regress a little bit with Bivol, right? He's always been able to like overcome, and then he didn't look so. But his defense has gotten better. His offensive scheme has gotten better. I love that he doesn't get a lot of credit for it, but he's a very smart fighter. I like how he's able to adapt depending on his. And no offense, I hate this because this always happens and this is part of the GOAT discussion. I hate that I always feel like I'm discrediting the other guys to put the other guy up, but that's what I'm comparing it to, right? Because somebody has to fall off that list. Barrera and Morales, like I love those guys. They were like my favorite fighters to watch entertainment wise, But did they have defense? No. You know what I mean? Like Canelo? No. Did they adapt like Canelo? No. But were they gonna get in there and like did they have like, Mexican, you know what I mean? Like macho, like warrior. Yeah, that was their that they have that above Canelo for sure. So I guess it just does it's objective, right? But that's why I put Canelo because as a career, I think. But you're right though, his resume is suspect. He fought Mosley and Cotto not in their prime. I don't think that's his fault either. And the guys that he's fought really good hard boxers that were in their prime, but nobody's gonna get excited about Austin Trout and the Magic Man, Daniel Jacobs, and some of the and a lot of people will say that he lost against Lara, but to me as a boxing fan, he would go up against who the top contender was, even though he maybe that top contender wasn't a sexy name, right? And he beat them. So, and Triple G, I'm sorry, the first time they fought, nobody wanted to fight Triple G. Everybody was terrified of him. A lot of guys dug Triple G, and he's like, "Let's fight," and he fought him 3 times. And yeah, we could argue, hey, he lost 2 out of those 3, lost 1 out of the 3. So that's why, to me, his resume is pretty solid, and he's evolved as a boxer and keeps hitting a new ceiling. Right now, his boxing career is not over, so we got to see, man, if he beats Charlo, and then I hope he fights Benavidez. Like that would be a young up and coming kind of dangerous fighter. Then I'm sure then hopefully it'll cement it a little bit more. But that's where I was kind of coming at it.
God damn, you just convinced me. I swear to
Well, convinced you that he's a
yeah, he
top 10
is,
fighter?
he is a top 5.
Top 10?
I don't know what I was thinking. You're right. He is a better overall boxer than Barrera and Morales.
He is a better boxer to me. I love those guys.
How's he a better?
He did beat all those guys from England or whatever from Britain. Like they were undefeated, and he
was undefeated.
How do we just because they're like, oh, because he beat them so easily, he was like, oh, that was bad competition.
Yeah. Sometimes it is.
Well, maybe he's just that good. Maybe he's just that good.
Well, if he's that good, how come people took him to school?
Well, and look, he lost that fight, and it wasn't even competitive, but he did. I think that was on Canelo's ego, wanting to go collecting belts and trying to make history instead of staying in his lane. I mean, there's a reason why there's boxing, why there's weight divisions in boxing,
That was a fucking light heavyweight. This guy started fucking fighting at 140, and he went all the way to like heavyweight.
But that's his, and he put himself there. Nobody told him, hey, you got to go fight this guy to be the best. And he did that to himself, and it did tarnish it. Now, he wanted to fight him again, and he wanted to fight him again at the same weight. And this guy didn't want to, and negotiations fell through and whatever. But I don't know, man. That's just how I've seen his career so far, Now, a lot of people, we can't ignore there was a brief tarnish in his career too, besides the losses. I mean, at the end of the day, even though he fought Mayweather, I mean, he got schooled by Mayweather, but who hasn't gotten schooled by Mayweather that Mayweather hasn't fought? And there was the steroid, issue too, that he kind of, that's another kind of blemish on Canelo's career. The Lara fight, a lot of people would say that they gave him the fight. If you go and rewatch it, they say that Lara should have won that one. So there is blemishes on his career, but I don't know. Like I just feel like he's gotten better over time, and he tries to fight the best. In his weight. Where I got annoyed with him is where he started doing this thing where, hey, I'm going to keep going up in weight because it's not going to make as much money if I just stay in my weight division, because I keep beating these guys that are the top contenders, but nobody cares. Like nobody cares. Nobody cares that he beat, the guys in his weight division. Like he had to keep, okay, well, what's the next big thing? Well, I'll go up in weight, and now he's like, oh, now I'll fight Terrence Crawford. So Canelo always has to bounce around to justify how good he is, but when he's in the ring, he's not a bum. He's fucking good, man. So that's where I was coming from.
I don't know. What did he fight last time? Come on. See, that's another thing. Come on. A big Cinco de Mayo Day weekend, and he fucking pick some random guy from the fucking street. So sorry. For that
So
fight alone,
it was, yeah,
you're not in the
it
top
was
10 yet. You're not in the
now
top 10 yet.
that guy was the mandatory, but that doesn't mean anything nowadays in a boxing because people never fight their mandatory and they just give up the belts. But like it wasn't a random guy. It was the mandatory for one of his belts, and he bought. You know, it was a big like it was a nice bounce back fight for him. But I agree with you. You know, we don't want to see tune-up fights from a guy like him.
There was another guy that I don't want to cut you off because we could go on and on, but we're gonna have to like fucking do this again and read some stats and then agree to top 10. Unless we'll do like a personal top 10, but I like the idea of us collectively doing top 10. But there's another
Yeah.
fighter, Miguel Canto. That guy was a fucking fun. What I've read was a fucking phenomenal boxer. This guy was 60 something and 9. I forgot what it was. No, but the thing that was most impressive that he's considered one of the 5 greatest flyweights of all time.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Miguel Canto.
Canto. Yeah.
And he's one of the great. So I said we got to go back and I think we got to dig a little deeper, do a little bit more homework.
Yeah. And that guy,
and do it better.
I have heard of that
the other
guy. He's
like
oh my bad, Sal. The guy with Miguel Canto, what I've heard from him is like he was more like this is a horrible thing, but you know, more like a defensive fighter. Like imagine Pernell Whitaker. I think out of his 60 something fights, he only had 15 knockouts. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it was.
But that's not
going
to be as sexy as a guy that you know has a bunch of knockouts. He was more like a slick defensive fighter.
I appreciate that too, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I love that shit.
It's like when people go to a ballpark and it's boring because it's fucking 0-0.
0-0. Yeah,
there's two no hitters going on right now. You don't fucking. You know what I'm saying?
But when you think about like all-time Mexican boxers, what's the first thing you think about? You know, all action.
Yeah,
and that doesn't mean that he's not, but I think that's why he doesn't come up on a lot
but
of
we
lists.
still
But yeah.
considered like one of the like top 5 greatest flyweights of all time. Like I think you should make a Mexican list top 10.
Sure.
There's like Olivares. I think he had like whatever like he was
89 and 13. Olivares.
Yeah, but like before that, like a dozen or 10 or whatever were like at the end of his career. Like he stuck around it so long. Like before to that, he was like 69-2, and I don't know how many draws. But the thing is, he was in a bantamweight, which is considered the most bantamweight division of all time, and he came out 69, like 2, 3 or whatever, and like I don't know, tires whatever. So like that's pretty fucking impressive. Like stuff like that. Like right now, I gotta plug in and they gotta be in the top 10 for me right now. As a Canelo, like he has time. He's not that old. He's not in the career.
Yeah,
you know. But I just don't see.
Right now.
Yeah. I said it's like in no particular order. I said this guy got Chavez, Sanchez. Who's the you got Juan Manuel, Barrera, Morales. You got to have at this point Canto. I don't know if you guys agree with that right now. You know, Olivares. That's 6 and 7.
You're putting them in your order?
No, I'm just doing the top 10, just whatever, no particular.
Yeah.
I just read your 5, whatever. Zarate, so we're at 8 right now.
Yeah, Ricardo Lopez should be there too.
Benito Lopez. I would put him in
Ricardo
there.
Lopez?
No, he's undefeated. 52
Benito Lopez, yeah.
What's your beef with that guy? Okay, well let's continue. Okay,
I don't know. Honestly, the only thing I said is I can't fault him, right? I can't fault him because it's out of his control at the same time. But he didn't beat anybody. Give me one fight that he's fought, you know. So like I said it's good for him.
I don't know who the people that Canto beat were. I have no idea who those guys were.
Just Google it. But I just remember that he didn't beat shit.
And that's the hard part for me. Some of these legendary fighters, you know, I never saw fight, you know. So
Canto
it's tough.
was fighting in like 75, you know, in the 70s and 80s. I don't know who these guys are.
But none of you guys are putting Chavez Jr. in your list, right?
He's the one that made the top 10 for me. The top. Let's see.
I think
I
Salvador
don't put.
Sanchez is the only guy that I haven't seen that he's a no doubter,
Yeah.
Based off, highlights, obviously, and then just everything I read of him, and just it just sucks. He was so young, but even the people that he beat, he man, in his short career, he beat remember Asuma Nelson? That was a fucking beast. He beat Asuma Nelson and Wilfredo Gomez.
There's one. I don't want to cut you off. There's one. I'm just trying to Google the fighter, but it was
Hall of Famers, bro.
one guy brought an article. It says he won 51 fights in his career. 18 victories came against men who had yet to ever win inside of the professional ring or had losing records when they fought Lopez. So 18 of them were bullshit fights, basically.
Sure, no, that's what they crap on him for. And then his weight division, it was something like not even.
He said he
it's
made
like,
25 successful title defenses. I'm sorry. 13 of those came to fighters with 15 or less wins to their name.
I don't think you have 10 people, Sal.
Hold on, let me see. I'm not done yet.
So we're saying Chavez, Sanchez, Marquez, Barrera, Morales.
Morales.
We're saying Cerate, right? Sal, you said Cerate for sure.
Yeah, I think for sure.
Cerate for sure. Olivares for sure. That is only 7.
No, 8. I got 8 right now.
You're saying Canto. Canto will make it 8. Canto will make it 8. So who? Yeah. If we don't have Lopez,
Canelo, this one, I said I got to look more to it, but I heard it. No, Saldivar, Vicente Saldivar, supposedly. I mean, and I'm not gonna be like, oh, I know shit, but that's the one. I heard stories about that guy too. That supposedly was a great fight. He fucking dominated his division at the time.
Yeah.
Let me see, but I said I think we're gonna have to bring more stats next time. And fucking who else did I have? I'm gonna have it back because I don't have a big list.
So you're saying about Canelo, maybe Lara or Triple G or whatever. Don't you think every boxer has kind of
sure.
Like, what about Jose Luis Castillo? He beat Mayweather. I mean,
Mayweather, that first fight. Yeah,
they're like fucking pretty sure that guy beat him. You could tell in their faces.
He beat him, yeah, and he got robbed against Diego Corrales too because they fucking gave him extra time to recover. But he beat the shit out of that motherfucker. And then you guys remember that one time, right?
I have to watch it, but yeah.
So he had him fucking beat. That motherfucker got out. He didn't. Do you remember what I'm talking about, Luis, or no?
For which fight? I'm sorry.
With Diego Corrales and Castillo.
Yeah, I do remember that. Yeah.
So he fucking knocked him out. He should have fucking been counted out, but he spit his fucking mouth guard. And the fucking the ref goes and fucking finds it for it. So he just bought more time. But he should have been counted out. Like, it was done. It was over with. And he came and he made a comeback and he beat the shit out of Castillo at the end. It was fucking. I don't know if he thought he had it in the bag or he left the guard down, but he got caught and fucking Corrales took him to but yeah, it's like what everybody says. Fucking, he beat Mayweather and shit that too.
And even for Chavez, man, I remember. Against Whitaker. I mean, come on, man. Whitaker beat him, and then even that first fight, was it the first fight against Randall or something like that? The doctor. I mean, I'd have to look it up. He fought him again and beat him because he got a cut. Even that when he beat him, it went to the scorecard. It's like, and Chavez is my guy. But man, I thought he lost again. I was so sad when I saw the Pernell Whitaker fight. I'm like, man, he fucking lost. And then they called it a draw. I mean, if you're honest, oh shit. I was like, okay, we'll take it. Like, fuck it. And then against Randall, I gotta look it up, man. He lost that fight too, I think.
So the first one he did lose, Frankie. The first one he lost, and then they fought again, and he.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking. Where they went to the scorecards. It was a short fight, like 6 rounds or something.
Did he cut him? It was an 8.
It was an accidental headbutt. I think Chavez got cut.
Yeah, Chavez got cut. He fought him again, but they were both towards the end of their career in 2000.
Oh, I don't remember that. He fought him 3 times?
He fought Frankie Randall 3 times
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
for his 106th victory.
Oh shit! I'm looking at it. Fucking Frankie Randall, what's he doing fighting too?
The other one too, right? Medrick Taylor. It was fucking awesome finish. Fucking, I'm glad it happened how it happened.
Yeah, that was great.
But that guy was beating him, right? He would have never have gotten to 89-0 with whatever 70-something knockouts if it
Right.
was for that one. But all I'm saying is that if you look at every boxer, you probably look at any sport in general, like calls go your way. And
Right.
boxing, we know. I mean, we talked about this before. There's more to that than just that, right? Like there's more to referees, and part of what we were talking about that makes boxing sometimes unwatchable is those like stupid calls or the stupid results that make no sense. That people are just like, well, what the fuck? Like, what are they looking at? This isn't fair, and it gives boxing a bad name.
Right.
But it happened all.
That's what I said. We're smarter than that. So we behind the numbers. We don't go by fucking championships and sexton knows. There's more. There's more to that, right? There's more story. We gotta go behind. We gotta dig deeper. We're smarter than that. But anyway, didn't you mention that Raul Macias was another one too?
Yeah.
Raul Macias. Who?
Yeah. So I don't know. We gotta dig. I'm not saying. And then I don't know much about it, but I heard a lot about Rafael. Was it Rafael Herrera?
You heard about that guy, Luis?
I haven't. No.
I'm not gonna claim that
Well,
I but I heard he was pretty good. I gotta dig deeper. I gotta dig deeper. I heard. I heard his name come up. That's what I'm saying. But that's it.
Who should Canelo have fought that he didn't fight?
Yeah, man.
No, well, that's what I'm saying. I said I can't think of something like that. But I said I'm not knocking him against him, but I'm not gonna look away. The same thing with this guy Lopez. Like he didn't like. Right now he said it's like he fought bums for like. And he just patted like Mayweather just fucking patted his record. I guess kudos, but he's also an idiot for fucking fighting Mayweather when he did. At the same time, you want to fucking be the big man and he lost. You gotta take that one, But I said let's see what happens with Charlo. Maybe his brother. They're the same weight class, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Benavidez is right there, but Benavidez is like, and to me, they're not even that great fight. I think he could beat him, but he's not giving him a shot. I think he'll beat him, but. Maybe he sees something he can, but I
thought he was.
At least be what you can.
I thought fighting Benavidez was part of the an option, right, Luis? Weren't they talking about Charlo Benavidez or a rematch with Bivol? I thought it was all.
Well, he wanted, estaba terco que quería the rematch with Bivol, right? And then once that evaporated, I think he kind of put, hey, whatever's on the table, So I think he's gonna beat, he'll beat Charlo. At the end of this month, and then
I
think his next fight should be against Benavidez. I would hope, I hope it's against him. I hope it's not against Crawford. I think Crawford, he would have to go up he has to go up 2 weight divisions up to fight Canelo. So I don't know, man. Yeah, I think, but hey, his career's not over yet, so I don't think Canelo's ever ducked anybody, so I think he'll.
I'm not saying it's ducky, but it started to seem like ducky. Benavidez been called out for a few years already.
Right. Well, everybody has. Anybody that you put a microphone under that has.
Yeah, but let's we're smart enough to what's the word? Identify who the legit.
Yeah.
But another one that I was looking about, maybe not, but how about Jorge Arce? He was pretty good.
Arce? Yeah, I mean.
But I'm saying, I don't know, top 10, whatever, but.
I'm in the top 10. He has, he's lost some bad fights, man.
Yeah, it's just.
Canelo hating over here, bro.
It's just like
you don't have enough names for a top 10.
He's like let's throw in
putting names in a fucking bowl and just pulling shit out.
Wow, what are you talking about?
Are they even Mexican boxers?
I have 10 right here.
Saying Mexican names.
Chavez, Sanchez, Marquez, Pereira,
Fernando
Morales, Canto,
Fernandez,
Olivares,
you know.
Salivar, Zarrete, Macias. That's 10 right there. 10 right there.
Wait, okay. Chavez, Sanchez, Marquez, Barrera, Morales, Canto,
Olivares,
Cerate,
Zarate, Salivar, Macias.
Macias. Who's the other guy?
Saldivar.
Those are 10. Oh, Salivar.
I didn't write that one down. I don't know who that guy is, but you're gonna put him over Canelo and Lopez, okay?
Right now, I said I can't. I can, but I said he hasn't impressed me. He hasn't he's done Lopez right now. I said the other ones that you could hang on is Triple G, and those fights could have gone either way. Let's be honest. That's the only fights you guys can hang on.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I think I go back to my question. Who was out there? You're saying.
I told you it's like maybe there was a strong competition, but I can't overlook when he had good competition. Bivol he took him to school, so you know what I'm saying. Like you finally got competition.
That was more than good competition. That was like that's kind of like Crawford going up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo, and if Canelo beats someone, you're gonna say like, oh fuck, Crawford sucks. Like he finally got in the ring with somebody good, and he couldn't do it. That's 2 fucking weight classes. His punches just weren't the same as when he fights people.
Yeah.
It's like Cobolo, when he fought Cobolo, Canelo went up in weight to fight Cobolo, and he was still. Bivol was just too big. So I think it's he couldn't outbox him, and that's the thing with Canelo. Like I agree, Luis. That's why you actually convinced me. I think he is top 5 because he is just a
top 5. Oh, yeah, Luis, that for sure.
Because he has gotten better every single. Like his defense gets better. His head movement is really good, and you don't really notice it.
Stop it! Stop top 5 right there. I'm gonna stop you right now. I don't want to hear no more. Top 5. So the 5 you came off here, who are you gonna take off? And you're gonna put him ahead of Olivares?
I don't have Olivares in my top 5. I'm gonna move Morales down, and I'm gonna put Canelo in there with.
Well, we're gonna do some stats and do some homework on Olivares and Canto right there.
Yeah.
And then so back to the question. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I talked over you. The top 5. So you're taking who out?
I'm taking Morales out and putting Canelo in there.
Yeah, man, top 5 all time. Well, obviously there's no Jalisco bias over here, but
obviously.
You also had Ricardo Lopez top 10, so it's.
I would put, I don't know.
Ricardo Lopez, by some people, is considered top 5. It all depends who you talk to.
Tell them about the 18 bums he fought. So, either what was it? I forgot. I forgot either he fought him losing records, or that was their first fight. That was they had no wins to their names before he fought those guys. So he could eat a fat one. I'm just not impressed.
Would you
I just knew that he didn't have strong competition. Then I wish I could find that. I just got
but
rid
I think
of it.
that's a lot of them in the weight class he was fighting. Like there's not a lot of like Hall of Famers in that weight class while he was fighting. Like it's different.
Are you fighting guys that have losing records or haven't even won a fight yet? And those, come on. If LeBron was doing something like that, you would be all over that, Luis. Yeah.
If what?
If LeBron was fighting competition, something like that, you would be all over that.
He did that while he was at the East, man. Make all those consecutive appearances, the participation trophy. Made it to the finals. It's more,
I think we gotta dig deeper, but I just right now.
I think you're right.
No, absolutely not. That you're gonna convince me he's a top 5 fighter.
This is why these conversations are great, right? Because we're all like, all right, we got our top 10 guys for sure.
Well, this one's gonna have to continue because there's no way I have veto power. There's no way it's 5. We'll talk about putting top 10, 9, and then move up the list as depending on his career. So let's just say hypothetically, right? Let's just say he starts to Like, because that's another thing. Everybody on this list, his career is done. They're over, right?
Right.
Sign seal delivered. You want Hall of Famers or whatever the case. They just say, you guys have him top 5. They just say next 3 fights he loses. So what
Mhm.
happens? He what? 6, 7, 8, 10, not even top 10 all of a sudden, or what?
Yeah, it depends who he fights. You know what I mean? I mean, if he
Let's
keeps
say he
fighting,
loses to Benavidez and Charlo or a close fight. So what happens
yeah.
now? He's still top 5 for you guys? Top 10?
Depends how he loses and who he loses to, and what that boxer does with their career, right? If he loses to Charlo,
You know what? You remind me of a
Charlo,
younger Canelo.
and Charlo goes on to fucking go 16-2 and just like destroys. Like, damn, he lost against one of the best.
Well, I just
Okay,
think
well,
it's too early. That's why I'm saying it's.
Our argument for LeBron is that he lost against Spurs and Warriors and shit. Like,
Right.
we don't know yet. Like, let's see what happens. V-Ball could turn out to be one of the greatest of all time. You're like, fuck, he lost to V-Ball and Mayweather, 2 of the best ever. Or he lost to Charlo and Benavidez and V-Ball and Mayweather. And those guys are considered, top 10 of all time. We don't know because, like you're saying, not only is his career still going, the people that he's fighting against, their career is still going. So it's all gotta be taken into account. But Luis just convinced me just by watching it. Morales and Barrera, Mexican Warriors, fucking exciting. But Canelo just has a overall boxing skills. He just does. Like when you watch it, that's all. It's just the eye test.
We got a YouTube Olivares that fought in the most dangerous bantamweight division of all time and coming out 69-2 or whatever.
I have Olivares.
And Canto the top. You have to be have some darn good boxing skills to be considered the top 5 flyweights of all time. I think you guys are jumping the gun. I think you guys got to admit to yourself a little bit that there's a little bias.
But
you
it's
like
hard.
The guy. There's nothing wrong with him.
But
to put him top 10 right now.
Weighing in 4 different weight classes. Did Olivares do that?
Let's go down the
Did
resumes and see what
that? Did Macias do that?
Yeah.
No.
Well, we could go to the list too.
He's the only one. He's the only Mexican to have been undisputed and have won titles in 4 different.
Was this division at any point the most dangerous of all time?
But he's also done it.
Is he considered like the top 5 fighter of all time in his division?
What division?
It depends what division.
Pick one. I'll pick 5 fighters ahead of him.
I don't know, man.
Pick one. I'll pick 5 fighters ahead of him right now.
So go ahead, Luis. Let me look for.
I was just saying it was a hard argument. It's a hard argument because Canelo has been consistent, ranked pound for pound one of the best boxers, over time. It's not like we're just picking, like right now, currently, like right now it's the best time to argue that he's not, right? Because right now, like it's what Terrence Crawford maybe is kind of like the flavor of the month, right? We weren't talking about Terrence Crawford a year ago. You know what I mean? It just happened. But not to take anything away from Terrence Crawford, like the face of boxing for the last, I don't know, what would you call it? Who besides when Mayweather retired, and let's see, we got Pacquiao was at the tail end of his career too, right? He was at the face. It's been Canelo.
It's been Canelo,
hands down. Like not like people like him or Instagram. Just talking about just where he's ranked by different boxing institutions. He's at the top pound for pound over time. Right now it's probably the best time to argue that he's not the most dominant. But
I think you guys got to hold your horses.
It's out. Super middleweight. He was considered the undisputed super middleweight of the world, other than Roy Jones Jr. Tell me a super middleweight. Tell me top.
You pick one. You found one. You found the division.
I found one, but give me 4 more. Give me 5 better super middleweight boxers than Canelo.
And what year did he do this? Or
in 2020, he was the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world with 3 belts. I know they have all these belts, WBS, XYZ, ABC. I don't know what the fuck they mean, but yeah.
But how long was he in super middleweight for?
Hey, that's not what you asked me for. You said give me
Okay,
a
then
weight
you
class
got
and I'll
Roy
give you
Jones,
5.
Roy
Okay.
Jones, Andre Ward for sure.
I don't think I'm
Yeah,
not.
get out of here! This
I'm not
guy's
a fan.
getting,
I'll give it to you.
and he left. He
I'll
brought
give
some
it to
competition.
you, but I'm not a fan of Andre Ward. I'll give it to
Let me
you.
look.
Right now, Canelo's
James
ranked number
Tooney was
2.
a good fighter. He was better than him.
Okay, James Tony, fine. I'll give it to you 3.
I'm looking at the list right now. Sugar Ray just came out. Sugar Ray Leonard. He's better than Sugar Ray Leonard.
No, he's not better than Sugar Ray
He's
Leonard.
not better than Sugar.
So did I get 5 already?
That's 4. A bunch of the people on this list he beat already. Liam Smith, Caleb Smith.
You want to go by record, which I don't think.
Caleb
Calzaghe,
Campbell.
right? How about Joe Calzaghe? If you want to go by records and stuff like that.
No, Canelo's better than Joe Casale.
Mike Benavidez is better.
Benavidez is better already.
As a super middleweight, as a super middleweight.
Uh,
Hey, how about Triple G? Triple G as a super middleweight, he was better than him, right? He has a better.
He beat him. Canelo
Beat
beat
him.
him.
You could debate that, man. But come on, man.
I
I mean,
know,
you
but-
hang on it. But Bernard Hopkins, Tommy Hearns. Come on, get out of here.
Yeah, Bernard.
He's not even top 10 right now. I could come.
I would put him ahead of Andre Ward. I'm not a fan of Andre Ward. He was a
Okay, so you got
he was
Leonard,
a-
Hearns, Tooney, the Triple G.
Jones, Tooney, Sugar Ray. That's 3. Who else did you have?
I got. So Jones, Sugar Ray, Hearns, Tooney.
Wait, Hearns was a fucking super middleweight?
Yeah, he was.
Oh shit.
Bernard Hopkins. Don't tell me he's better than Bernard Hopkins, because I'll call his laptop right now.
Oh shit. I didn't
No,
know.
he's not better than Bernard Hopkins. No.
No, I didn't know that Hopkins was in there. You
Jeff
got
Lacey. No, I'm just kidding.
But I thought the list was Mexican fighters, man. All time Mexican. You're like bringing in
No, because I said
half of the Hall
the
of
guy
Fame
was,
boxing class. He's like,
no, I said because old boy was like
he's that
the best
Yeah.
greatest of the flyweight of all time.
Yeah,
for
Sal
Finito?
said that any fucking weight class you'll find 5 better boxers than Canelo in any weight class that he has fought. But I'm like, he's been a champion in 4 weight classes,
I gotcha.
and no other Mexican has done it.
Look, he's
Right, like-
he's mine, and he's on pace. If he keeps fight some good caliber fight. I'm not saying he's not right now. He's not a top 10.
I'm just
look
saying.
at, and they were talking about
You
like
look up
you guys
super middle.
premature. You guys like players or fighters that prematurely want to create. Remember the Jokic thing we're talking about? Like he's already a
Yeah.
Hall of Famer, and I told like, after 2-3 years, like sold the horses.
Yeah.
Well, a few
You're
weeks
a
ago, a
two-time
couple weeks ago.
MVP who's not in the fucking Hall of Fame.
That's AP stat of the night. I would say we were talking about that, right? Tony Kukoc even came out and said, and I was looking at it, and I forgot to bring it up to you, man, about him being the greatest. He told me he's not even the greatest. He's not even like the best European player right now. Like he could get there as the best one all time, but he said he brought up Petrovic and Sabonis. I don't know about why he brought Vadi, but he brought Nino Raja and Vadi Divac. I don't know why he brought Divac in there. I'm not saying that, but he said he's like those guys' overall career were better players, physically, skill wise. Like Divac, I guess he's a good playmaker, passer, whatever. But he said he's gonna be better. But he said like guys like Petrovic. I remember. I don't know if you guys remember. You remember Drazen Petrovic?
Yeah, the shooter, right?
Petrovic.
With the Nets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one that guy. Well, that when each time they'll play against Jordan, he'll give Jordan the business. I don't even.
But
it was him.
But he got hurt. Like he didn't have a long career.
No, he died.
Oh, okay. He got really hurt. Dude.
He went back home to Europe one of the off season, and it was in a car accident, and
The car
that was
accident.
Divac's like best friend or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a bonus stuff like that. But he says, can he? Yeah, he's on pace. So he says he's talking about the greatest maybe European player. But the same thing, like I love him. Like after 2-3 seasons, like I'm like, hey, pump the brakes a little bit, But
yeah, but you went over.
same thing with like Canelo. The same thing
You
with
said
Canelo.
Yao Ming had a better career than Jokic. You went overboard. But okay, let's go back.
Because career's over. His career's done. Yeah, Like
Yeah.
now, like given like another
zero
at this pace,
MVPs, zero championships.
it's just numbers like
yeah.
watered down. Like just because I think and say as little as like maybe a couple more seasons, he's doing another year. As a matter of fact, because of the whole MVP and he doesn't what he did another year. Yeah, I'll bump it over. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying like he's not gonna do it. He's definitely on pace. It's like only shit luck would fucking stop him. Like you said, God forbid, rest in peace, Petrovic. Something happens to him and he fucking, you know, but man, what I think we're just getting off topic. I just want to go back to we got to pump the brakes. Let's just wait a couple minutes until his career is over or close to finishing up before we start talking about. Because for all we know, he could go on a fucking 5-0 fucking losing streak against some fucking title contenders, and then what? You know what I'm saying? I just don't want you guys to look like fools. Because I like you guys. I like you guys. I also want to say that barring this is breaking news right here to First and Go broadcast news channel. Barring any stat corrections by the NFL, my team First and Go pulls down the victory by 0.28 points.
Holy shit!
So I would be the only undefeated team as of after the next week. But I said there might be some stat corrections. Maybe they forgot to
catch him.
Yeah, we'll know in a couple of days. We'll make it official in a day or two, and we'll see if my victory said because if they didn't credit somebody for yards or whatever the case was, they do some stat corrections, and it's only a 1 point difference. I don't know if they've done any in the last couple of weeks, any stat corrections, but yeah.
Thing.
Yeah.
If he had started the tight end that he has on the bench.
Oof. Oh, don't give me that. It's like I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, I know.
Come on.
Hey,
so to wrap up, Sal, with Canelo, let's say if he beats Charlo, beats Benavidez, and somehow they do a Terrence Crawford fight and he beats him too, then what says you? What do you say? Is that then will he
depends on the fashion, you know what I'm saying? Like for instance,
Okay.
if Crawford comes up, saying I'm like I'll give him credit for being the guy. But if he goes to the decision, you know what I'm saying, and he's like fucking it goes to the scorecards and it's like not a good scorecard. I'm not talking about like it's just decisive and he just fucking outbox him. Like I'm like, dude, you know what I'm saying? Like it all depends. Like I said, I can't jump to conclusions. Right now he's not my top 10. He can be or he could stay out of it. It just like if he beats him. Charlo, like I think the other brother's better, But if he beats Charlo and it goes to Benavidez and he fucking takes, decisively. I'm not saying he has to fucking beat the shit out of all out war. Just fucking handles him good, and then he got like guy like Crawford. If he, and I'm not gonna take. I said I'm not gonna just like I'm not gonna take points away. Crawford is the one that stepped up. He's a great cowboy. He's the boxer. He goes up, man. You took the fight and kind of accepted the challenge. Whatever, fucking but like I said, those 3 fights are on pace to put him. Just because they just say he wins those 3 fights, I'm not gonna plug him in at 10, top 10. You still got more. You're still young. You're trending that way. Definitely are. But just
he wins. Those
think about the names you're throwing off right now. You think about the weaker Charlo, Benavidez that's shown he's a great boxer, but he also hasn't fought anybody himself. And then you throw in Crawford, who's a hell of a boxer, but he has to fucking go up how many fucking pounds to fight this guy?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
well, who else can he fight? You know what I mean?
As I say, like I'm not knocking the guy, but I can't
kind of
look away.
Kind of hard.
But I'm doing both. I'm not knocking him, but I can't give him credit. I can't be like, well, I got to handicap you like the competition, so I got to give you plus, because guys like when he fought some guys that they were good in the prime, he didn't do so well, Like maybe he took the fight too young, but Mayweather fucking made him look like a fool. And then he went up against Bivol, and it wasn't even a close fight. Like it was like Bivol's not again. That's another guy's like man, that guy's gonna be like the all-time one of the all-time in his division. Blah blah blah. He's not. And I'm saying he was a bigger fighter, but Bivol fucking won every fucking round, fucking from first round to the end. Like he had no fucking business in that fucking same ring as Bivol. And Bivol's not gonna be one of the guys that you're gonna consider. the top 5 or top 10 in his division. You know,
He's number 1 right now, like in his division.
well,
Like
right now, but I'm saying I'm
he's
talking
ranked
about
like
in
number
history.
3 in
But I'm talking
boxing,
about in history. It's like,
but he's undefeated too. Like we don't even know that yet. You know, I know.
no,
I hear what
exactly.
you're saying.
That's the thing. We don't know that.
but
We don't know this about
We
Canelo.
don't know
Well,
that yet.
I mean,
but
if we look at Juan Manuel Marquez's fights, we could say the same thing, right? Like he lost
Yeah.
to Pacquiao until he drew, and then he
and Marquez fought Mayweather when Marquez was very seasoned, much closer to his prime than Canelo, and Mayweather schooled the shit out of Marquez. Schooled him. Marquez didn't win one fucking round. It was a humiliating fight, and I felt it. And Marquez was a seasoned
time out.
fighter.
There's more to it. There's more to it. At the same time, like he took a score. Marquez.
What did
just
Marquez do to Mayweather?
Paycheck. He got paid. He had no business going up because that guy's frame, his body could not take that weight cut. But hey, you took it. You won. You moved up that much. Like if you could have maybe met in the middle, it was a different story. If Mayweather met him at his weight class, Marquez would have beat the shit out of him.
But my point is that who hasn't Mayweather fought that has that
I'm
he
just saying,
didn't
it wasn't like
dominate.
But it wasn't because Mayweather was a seasoned vet and he took. Yeah, he was a seasoned vet and he fucking knows how to pick the fighters. I said Marquez was the only guy that was still in his prime or close to his prime that could have fought him, but he went up so much. That guy had no business taking that fight. Hey, you know what? Hey, you took the money. I'm not gonna fucking look the other way. I'm not. Hey, you're the fucking idiot.
But
hey.
That's my point, Sal. Like that's why weight divisions are so. Look at his knocks. You're saying Bivol, but Canelo did the same thing. He had no business fighting him. He went up and then he got dominated. Like the weight divisions. I remember Trinidad went up and fought Bernard Hopkins.
But Marquez has other fights to back him up. He has other like great fighters. He went up against.
I feel like
other guys
Canelo does too.
Like who?
Well, how does Ward?
I don't know why you just.
Who did Ward beat that makes Ward better than Canelo? Tell me one guy that
I like Ward, but I don't think he's better than Canelo.
In that division?
Yeah,
I'm not saying.
Who did Ward beat?
No. It's a super middleweight. He's a better fighter. He was.
But he never.
He dominated for.
He was never.
Why?
He
Why
never did what Canelo.
Yeah,
how come he didn't do what Canelo
he
did? If he's a better.
Who did he fight in the Super Six? All those in the Super Six, or what was that tournament? He had all those guys. Those guys were all good fight. I forgot who was on there.
Then how come he was never undisputed champion if he was the best in that division? He never did what Canelo already did.
Oh, then we gotta dig deeper too.
I'm telling you,
bodies didn't want to fucking fight who.
I'm looking at who he's fought. There's nobody in here. You know, he beat Kovalov, and that's who Canelo knocked out too.
Yeah, and he beat him. Yeah.
That's not that when Ward beat Kovalov twice, the first one decision and the second one by knockout, he retired and he was saying that he was the man because Kovalov was
okay. I'm just saying I'm talking about in the division. So you're telling me he's a better super middleweight then?
Canelo's better than Andre Ward
as a super middleweight.
Yeah.
In anything.
I'm just talking about in his resume. He's better than Ward. I'm just talking about in the division alone.
Canelo has more wins, more knockouts than Ward. He's undisputed. Ward never was in that division. I don't.
I think we're getting off topic, but I think.
Yeah, but you're bringing up Ward in one division. We're talking about overall record, right? Like
but
top 10. You guys nitpicking one division.
I brought it up because you. And rightfully so. You're picking on the resume, which is what we should be doing when we're ranking, GOATs. But you could go through every boxer in the.
Look as well. Carl Froch was good.
Carl Froch was good.
Chad Dawson Abraham was good.
Chad Dawson was good.
Mikhail Kessler was good.
And when Ward fought, what was his name? Kovalov?
Yeah.
That guy was in his prime. Then when Canelo fought him, he was not. You know what I mean?
It was less than 2 years after that.
Yeah, but that's. I mean,
Paul Smith. Wasn't Paul Smith good?
He was all right. He was a contender.
I'll just say this.
He was okay.
You could go through any boxer.
You're thinking about Paul Williams.
You could go through Roy Jones. You could go to Chavez. You could go through any boxer.
Look, I don't want to cut you off, but you think about
really quick.
No, Marquez moved up right to Mayweather, right? And I'm not saying I forgive him for that. Even the paycheck. But I
I
think
don't know.
his overall resume and the fighters he fought, the wars, the trilogies, outmatched what Canelo has done. Because who were we talking about that moved up? Oh yeah, when he moved up to Bilbao, because again, yeah, he took it. Whatever. I'm not. Hey, a loss. You took it. You're the idiot. But like I said, he's gone through fucking more fucking wars, more memorable fights, more fucking. You could think about the trilogies he's had before. Then like who has Canelo? Like who else besides Triple G that could have gone either way?
Well, what I was gonna say is that you could go through any boxer, you could look at their resume, and you could go through every people that they fought, and all of them, most of the boxers that they fought are gonna be like not that competition because that's
Well,
great. You could go through Chavez's, who he fought, and most of them ended up
right. 80
fighting.
something of those wins are not going to be against guys that were like fucking top 10 contenders. I get
Juan,
that.
Juan Manuel Marquez too. Like maybe you could pick five. Like Mayweather, Pacquiao. You could probably pick five out of all the people that he beat. That you're like, man, those guys were fucking legends. But there's not everybody. There's a reason why there's a gap. There's a reason why.
Okay, yeah, that's keyword legends. What legend has he fought that he's beat?
Triple G's not a legend.
He's a legend, but
that guy,
he decisively, and like I said, you admit it could have gone either way.
and he
Yeah,
beat
I
Cotto,
admit it.
and he
All we're
beat
talking about his resume.
Shane Mosley.
Cotto, I'm talking about in the prime, not when they're like out the door. The guys that like say Marquez fought, where guys were like in their prime and they were like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
And then when they lost, like, hey, I want to fight you again. We're not, none of that bullshit. Fucking, they said besides Cotto that fucking could have gone either way. Who else? Cotto was out the door. I'm looking at his list right now. Ryder, Duval, Plant, Sanders, Conn Smith, Korloff, Jacobs.
Plant is shown as one of the
So
Chavez
Plant-
Jr., Leon Smith, Amir
Plant
Khan.
Plant was undefeated when he fought him. Saunders was
Leon-
undefeated when he fought him.
Leon
So
Smith,
you're talking about crime. I mean, he's fighting them, but it's not like he beats them. You know what I mean? Like
Leon Smith was undefeated. Billy Joe Saunders, Caleb Smith. Daniel Jacobs was considered.
Daniel Jacobs was great.
These guys are legends. Look at who you're selling me, though.
Well, I'm confused.
Listen to what the names you're throwing at me, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's look at Juan Manuel Marquez really quick. Other than Mayweather and Pacquiao, how many other?
How many fights? It's just not one. How many fights? You got to count. Each fight counts as something. That's one.
I don't know about Morales. Like,
Okay, so then Canelo had 3 fights against Triple G, so all 3 count, right?
Okay, if you want to do that, yeah, the one that could have gone either way. Because the one that he knocked out Pacquiao, guess what? That could have gone either way. That doesn't go. You see the level, the.
So the other guy he fought is Marco Antonio Barrera. That's it. I mean, I can't see anybody else. If you look at his resume, Mayweather, Pacquiao, and Marco Antonio Barrera, and he lost more than he won. So, and we're still saying he's just a really good boxer. Like the way he prepared, his tactics, his routine, like he's really good. But if you're just going by every single name, Canelo fought who was in front of him, and a bunch of those guys were undefeated.
Guess what? He knocked out Pacquiao, one of the greatest fighters of all time, and the Triple G fight could have gone either way. So come on.
Yeah,
I'm just saying he's
Pacquiao
trending.
was winning that fight if he didn't knock
He's
him
not
out.
top 10. He's not top 10. You guys gotta vote me and put him in the top 10. We'll do a collective one, but he's not in my top 10.
Well, Luis
good stuff.
convinced me he's top 5, so he we better get to tomorrow's game, Sal. You got a little.
I'm still doing a little still in my victory right now. My 3-0 start.
yeah, man. Congratulations.
You guys coming up strong. You guys make some moves. Now you guys move up to 2-1. You guys gonna be right behind me, and that might be the first and go the Compadres football game of the week.
That was
We're gonna go head and head.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, I manage my team, and Luis and I got their own team, and we're gonna go head to head. It's gonna be just a week. I already made some moves already in my head.
Wait, this week we're going head to head?
Next week coming up, we
Oh shit!
I didn't know that.
Oh, we're gonna have to cut off communication.
Oh no, I lied. I thought that's what you guys
Oh.
were talking about that we did.
Oh, I thought that maybe that.
Oh no, I was talking about you gave a teaser that you're gonna give some picks for tomorrow's games.
Oh no, but earlier before we got on the call, I thought you said that we were gonna match up against each other.
Oh, no, I was saying that because I thought you were gonna lose. I'm not gonna lie. I thought you. So I was saying that we were gonna be tied 2-1.
I just looked it up. We don't play until week 8. Week 8 is.
You got time to prepare, bro.
All right, but let me, man. I got caught up with this whole Canelo thing.
Yeah,
top
now
5
and
fighter.
that was off the top of our heads. We're gonna have to really dig deep. And
Yeah,
I don't want to
you got some
discredit,
explaining to do. Yeah.
but I don't want to discredit the other guys. But I didn't see the other guys fight, so now I'm gonna have to, you know,
No, it's same here too.
really
I'm not saying that fucking no, I know this and that, but it just
do a
depends who's
deep
read
dive.
the divisions and
Could you? I know we're running out of time. We got kind of sidetracked here with all the Canelo haterism going on, but
no, hater.
would you guys?
Like,
You guys give me 5? It's still unboxing. 5 minutes. Would you guys humor me for 5 minutes?
yeah,
And my
of course.
pettiness here.
Go for it. Luis Red.
So last week,
Luis Red Kenya. Let's go.
I was ridiculed and
Who did that?
you know, remember I was saying that 2023 was amazing boxing year.
Yes,
Oh.
Just humor me here. All right, I'm just gonna read something real quick. 5 minutes here. So this is some of the boxing, and we could look at it, but I mean we're not gonna look at it. But I'll read it to you. 2017. These are the big fights that happened in 2017. Okay, I went the last couple of years. Canelo versus Triple G. Depends who you ask, I guess, but that's a big fight when it happened.
Huge.
It was a huge fight. Mayweather versus McGregor, which you know.
No, that doesn't count.
It doesn't count, but in pay-per-view world, it did. You know.
Yeah.
But even throwing that in there, the other one was Joshua versus Klitschko when Joshua beat Klitschko.
That was at the time was a good fight. Yes.
And then early in the year it was Triple G versus Daniel Jacobs, who Sal calls a bum, but that was a big fight. It was one of the first guys. No, Triple G beat him, which set up the super fight with.
How did he beat him?
Canelo. I think he knocked him out. I don't remember, but I think he knocked him out.
Attaboy.
I have to look at it. That was 2017. 2018, the big fights there was Wilder versus Luis Ortiz. Remember the Cuban guy he beat?
Oh, yeah.
Canelo versus Triple G Part 2. Wilder versus Fury, the first one. And I even put your boy, Abner Mares and Leo Santa Cruz. I mean, I don't even know if you consider that was a good fight, but I don't know that that's. I mean, I'm just really reaching here, you know, to fill it in. 2019, Thurman versus Pac-Man. That's when Thurman lost, and he should have won.
Never heard from him after that.
Right. Josh Taylor versus Regis. Spence versus Porter. Andy Reese versus Joshua. That was only big because it was an upset. It wasn't like people were lining up to watch that. Nonito versus I can never say his name. Ino Nawe. You guys know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
All right, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. So these are, I mean, they're not crazy.
You're adding some that the result
played into it. Yeah, 2020. Now this was okay. Tank Davis versus Santa Cruz. That's when he knocked him out nasty with the uppercut. Santa Cruz going up in weight. Wilder versus Fury 2. That's when Fury beat Wilder. And then the big one probably was Loma versus Lopez, where Lopez beat Lomachenko. 2021, we got Crawford versus Sean Porter. Then we got Canelo versus Billy Joe Saunders. Anthony Joshua versus Usyk beating him. And then Tyson Fury Wilder 3. All right. 2022, Bivol versus Canelo. Usyk versus Anthony Joshua. Jarmelo Charlo versus Brian Castano. Like, I'm really reaching here. Canelo versus Triple G Part 3. And then Butler versus Ino Nawe. I can never say. So these aren't big. All right, 2023, guys. All right, so we started off the year with David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. I don't know if you guys remember that. That was early in the year.
Yeah.
Then we had Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. By the way, that's number 6 all-time on pay-per-view buys. David Haney versus Lomachenko. Then we had Teofimo Lopez versus Josh Taylor. Then we had Ino Naue versus Stephen Fulton, which was a big fight. Terrence Crawford versus Spence. We're going to get Canelo versus Charlie. We're going to get Regis versus Haney. And supposedly, at the end of the year, we might get Thurman, which we haven't heard of, supposedly fighting Tank Davis, maybe in December. So I don't know how you don't look at 2023 and just, it's an amazing
Stands out.
boxing year,
Amazing.
You pick
right?
It's
You pick one team in the past 6 years. I'm just saying it's been that whole for like the last decade or two. And
Sure.
what happened to Ortiz? That guy just fucking not box
Q?
again.
No, he fought. He lost against Wilder, and then
Because
I
he was
think
winning that fight. In my opinion, he was winning that fight until he got caught.
Yeah, and he got in trouble supposedly with también steroid use, so kind of disappeared. That was it. That was my little.
It definitely stands out. I agree.
Just like Canelo's career, it's not over yet. The 2023 boxing, 2020, it still has time to make a comeback and put itself as one of the best.
You got it. I love it.
But man, I don't got much right now. I didn't think so much ahead because it was kind of last minute show.
Yeah.
I want to do a little parlay for tomorrow, but besides the Eagle, like fuck, I don't know. I think I might have picked. I think I did pick the Bengals early, but I don't know. Burrow was up in the air his status, so that's tough. But man,
What should
that's
we?
gonna be a.
Come on, what should we bet on, Bookie?
You put the house on, and come on, I don't want you to do that. But
Shit.
I'm gonna go and say this. I'll just leave it at this right now. If Burrow plays, take the Eagles in a Bengals parlay for a plus 160.
Oh,
If he doesn't play, I will stay away from the game altogether. I don't know who to pick. Just stick with the Eagles at minus 225 is not sexy. Maybe there's some bonus boost in your DraftKings app or whatever that might make it a little pay up. But I would stick with the Eagles. I'm not parlay that one up and say with the Bengals if Burrow plays. I don't think my boy goes down 0-3 this season.
What about like? Isn't it aren't there ones that have stats? Be like, hey, bet that this guy's gonna have 5 catches and that guy's gonna run for 40.
I did. I said I just didn't get caught up. I said if you guys want me to look, I could look up some stuff real quick. But it was kind of like we didn't know when to do the show at this time. But I have to fucking
Putting you on the spot, bro. But I mean, you gotta give a little bit more. You're kind of saying just bet on the Eagles.
Jeez.
Hey, when you're looking that up, I just wanna add.
I'll tell you one. I'll make it better. Go ahead.
You
Go ahead.
want to know what Billy Joe Saunders, Liam Smith, Caleb Smith, and Triple G have in common?
Upon further review, the ruling on the field stands. This is the greatest sports podcast, First and Goat.